Workers and Resources is a game that lets you feel like you're in control. You have something in your head, let's call it a plan, and the game's just like, oh yeah, go ahead, plan that, I dare you. And you plan it, and you plan it, and you plan it, and you wake up 2 days later, and you're like, okay, now I can start building it. I don't think it's gonna be that bad, but that's the feeling. And to be very clear, I appreciate that part about Workers and Resources. I don't want to change anything about that. It's just this thing that you constantly plan and plan and plan and plan and plan. You feel like you're not moving forward at all, but you are. But we planned the city. The city still needs trash. Trash we're not going to put down until we have more footpathing done, or just in general roads everywhere done. But that is a problem for later. The thing that we need to do now is figure out how far we need to put our next industries. And next industries, we've talked about this now for probably 10 episodes, are electrical components and electrical assembly hall. Will I make the mistake of overbuilding this? Excellent question. Here's something some of you, many of you probably don't know. Also, that's lovely. It says machine lifespan 8.5 to 15 years. Was that a change? Is that new? Huh, interesting. So maybe there's some randomness. I'm not sure if that's new or not. But pollution-wise, there's not a lot of pollution coming out of this, so we don't have to put this that far away from our city. Cool. The thing that you don't know is that for the same recipe, you will produce less and less electronics over time. I think this starts at 2.4 tons of electronics, and we already have less, but we require the same recipe to build it. So overbuilding what I'm about to do is not going to be a bad thing. Truthfully, I have built this city over here with a certain number of workers in mind, but there's nothing that stops me from getting more workers from here, to get more workers from the next city, and to get more workers from the next city if I absolutely want to. And we should totally take full advantage of that while we can, because we probably can only do that for so long until it will bite us, and we'll see how that goes. We also need a technical service office and a couple other things out here. I am considering putting a distribution office here simply because the distance from here all the way down to here is not nothing. It's probably close to 1.5 kilometers, which if you have limited capacity on your technical service office, which will inadvertently go to trash stands that are out here as well, just means it probably isn't a bad idea to just have another collection station out here to get things done the right way. That's fine. We will do that when we need it. But for right now, electronics. So let's assume that we need 2.4 tons of electronics forever and ever and ever. Okay, good. We said that for 3 of these, we can effectively build 2 of these and have a little bit of a buffer. Good. Do you think we can get a better buffer if we do 4 and 3? Maybe. Let's do real math. 3 of these is 6. No, 3 of these is 7.5 tons minus 0.3, so 7.2 tons. 7.2 tons is what we need for electronic components. And 4 of these is, 4 times 1 is 1. 4 tons. And then 4 times 9 is 36, so that's 7.6. Yes, 4 and 3 would work great. Let's do that. Just a little bit extra. We don't need a ton extra because most of the industries in this game, you generally need 1 fully maxed out for your whole republic. Like there are a couple nuances here, but overall, if I build 1 of these, 2 tons per workday, okay, times 30, if I can max it out, which I can't, is 60, times 3 is 180 tons of electronics. A month. That's a month. Okay? What does that translate to? Oh, I don't know. Let's look at consumption for last year. Yep, export, import of resources. Not even that, just domestic, industrial, citizen facilities. You have consumed 500 tons. So in 3 months, I will produce enough for the whole republic for a year. What do you think we're going to do the other 9 months of the year? We will produce just fine with 3 electronics factories for now, but this will be the killer long term, so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we won't play long enough to see a situation where we just need more electronics and more electrical components, but for right now, this should be fine. Let's understand what we need. We need plastic, chemicals, and steel. That's all stuff we will add later on. But for right now, we will import the plastics and the chemicals. We already have steel. Didn't really plan for that, but we already have steel, and we may be producing enough. Yeah, we have exporting steel. We have steel that we have sitting here, and instead of exporting it, we can just start distributing that to various locations, and that is all fine. I don't have a large problem with that. And we can just keep moving and do the things that we want to do. You guys are producing, just not all that much. Oh well, that's fine. Just short distractions are kind of part of the game. So, where are we going to place this? We don't need to be that far away. I think there was a number that someone said at some point. It's like 250 meters per ton of something. I don't know what it was, but if you do the math on the heating, if you do a large heating plant, and go to 26.5 tons a year, then that divided by like 200 meters, I think 200 meters for 5 tons, something like that, gives you about a kilometer, and then you get to a certain ratio, and then you know what you have. So if we would just say 200 meters for 5 tons of pollution would just translate to not very far. And that's great, but I wasn't planning on putting it right next to the city. I was planning on putting it a little further away. And then we have to decide, do we want to put it up here on the hill? If I do it F3, no, the trees are still there. We can put it here on the hill, or I can put it just behind the hill. I am not above putting it just behind the hill because there's a relatively straight edge here that we can play with. So it looks like we do have a lovely little excavator helping us with doing the things that need to be done. I'm not 100% sure. I was just saying a word, and the game's just like, oh, you made an assumption. Oh, let me show you what I think of your assumption. Your assumption is not in range anymore. That's what I think of your. Can't build anymore. Oh, well, don't mind if I do. Entire map, show all, construction offices. Let's get the freebies out of here because they're just being silly. Do we still need this one? That's a real construction office. I'm usually looking for the ones that say something silly here, but that's not what I need. I want vehicles. Construction office, you're a full one. No, go away. How about you? You're also full one, go away. You're a full one, go away. You are a free construction office that we probably no longer need. So where are you? Wow, you are out there, buddy. Okay, what's happening here? Where are we? Oh, this is like the beginning of time construction office. Oh my goodness. Where can we send you to keep people relatively happy? How about into that construction office right here? I had no idea that this was still a vehicle that or a building that we ever considered, but that's fine. I am just hoping, and we will triple check this because we can't really afford big mistakes right now. Demolish the building. Yes, thank you. I will assume that you have workers platform, Duchenne bus platform, which will be right here. Cool. So you got things taken care of. That's all I wanted. If I could, I would try to remove this little ugly piece of road. There you go. And now we have a little plaza there that we could do something with, but don't really have to. If I want to keep looking a little more, and obviously that thing is gone. Gotta look over here. Okay, this is just helicopters. I was thinking, if I want to get distracted again, I should just fix the supply for helicopters in this area, which really just means put an aluminum storage somewhere nearby. Probably on this side, so we can get stuff delivered a little faster than what we're doing right now. But it is not pressing on my list, because if I can avoid it, I would like to not use helicopters all that much. We may have to use them for some of the fencing here, because they like to cause trouble. That does not mean we absolutely need them. So here we are. Construction commence. There is our free construction office. What do we need in free construction office? We simply need a couple excavators. And where can we borrow them from? There are... What is this? This is the demolition office, and you have 4 excavators. You don't need 4 excavators. You need like 1.5 or so. What is going on over here? You are full. You have 1 excavator sitting there, but I'm not convinced that I can just take that one. And the other ones look like they're busy, so that's fine. We're just going to use these 2 and call it good enough. I'm not sure if you noticed, but this number over here has not really gone up all that much. So this is why we're doing all of this. It's the big ones that get in our way really, really quickly, like electronics that will just sneak up on you and you will just be like, well, that was crappy. So let's look over here again. If we look at our advanced industries like we did before, we understand what we need. Good. Now understand what the internal storages are, and if you do need extra buildings connected to this stuff, or if it's enough to have a central storage in the front or somewhere in the area, and then just distribute them with a distribution office relatively easy. We just need two types of trucks here. We need covered holds and flatbeds, and they should make pretty good use of things. So, looking at steel. For steel, we have 2 for 6 days. You could argue we need a storage, but 6 days is pretty good. For chemicals, we barely have 2.5 days. For electrical components, that's export. Mixed waste is export. How much waste do you produce? Max daily water consumption, power outage, max daily garbage production, 0.005 tons, so almost nothing. Garbage production per worker is a lot more. That's good. You do produce hazardous waste. Okay. But then 3.8 tons of plastic. So plastic and chemicals, the warehouses, they don't store enough. That we need to fix. They need a warehouse storage connected to it, and also warehouse storage connected for the electrical components that they then produce, which we then pull into a more central location. And are we going to use rail here? I can't believe you're asking me that. I mean, you've seen this channel before, right? I mean, and if you're not sure, you just have to stick around and find out. It'll be super. So let's look at some of these warehouses. I want to build something that is reasonably sized, but not ridiculously sized. So how about we do this? If I put you here, and we did say four of these, 4 of the electrical components factories. Yes, we could use a what's it called? A cargo station. But I may want to do it a little bit differently here, just in this case, and we'll see how it works out and if we like it or if we hate it. I'm open to suggestions for next time. This time is kind of going to be just the way that this is going to be. So let's get in here. We do need to understand that all of this is relatively low volume. That really just means it's not necessary to deliver with a train here, but it will be necessary to deliver with a train to the area, at least somewhere. And we'll just see how that all plays out. Clone this, friend. Thank you, friend. Clone it, and we're going to go slower again because winter is coming and I'm not quite ready for it yet. If I press T, it's just like, no. You will have to mirror this whole thing in just a minute with the warehouse because everything else is effectively mirrored anyways. But this should be fine. Put that in there, get the warehouse out from where I got it before. There we go. Flatten you just like this. Press T to get the road on the other side. And this is probably going to be as good as we're going to get it out there. Is this really straight? Meh. What is ever. So, yeah, get those connections to, well, these will be driven to with supply trucks, so that's important. I will add a road in the middle because why not? Workers. Okay. Trolley buses. Yes. This road. Absolutely. You are correct, sir or madam, whoever said that. Because, yes, this screams right here. This is where you're going to drop off your people for the electrical component factories, and that will be super. Good. Cool. Well, we got this figured out, didn't we? Yes. It'll be cool if you have these back to back so you can actually have a cargo station in the middle that will collect electrical components from both sides. But you have a distribution office, you don't really need that. So let's just keep that in mind. This is currently gravel road, but we're going to upgrade that to asphalt or better soon-ish. Okay. This is the first part. Good. First industry, super simple. Obviously, I still need power and water and sewage and waste. Waste is probably something that we could try to throw in here right now because we already have a couple junctions in place. I don't mind this at all because you do connect to that side and to the other side. So this is actually a double whammy. If we do that, we may as well put a large garbage stand right here. Why? Because then we take people or vehicles out of some of the road network, which, well, that's a good thing, trust me. Put you there and there. Cool. Garbage, done. We have a little bit of room here for whatever we deem necessary at the time. But this, good start so far. Good start so far. Sherlock. Distribution has to be figured out at some point, and then we'll see if this trolley bus line is going to cause any type of trouble. Because remember, trolley buses are affected by snow in the winter. Trams are not. What's the difference between trolley and tram? Mostly that, besides the rail thing. So, new building. Yes, electronics assembly hall. Okay, we can probably make more a star out of this than a square, like we've done here. So let's see what I can come up with there. We also need to look at the internal storages and the demands to understand what we need to do here. So there's more plastic that needs to come in. This whole area needs a ton of plastic, and I'm not even sure that there's like a vanilla one that is really going to be enough to produce this, but we'll see how that goes. So plastic, got it. Mechanical components, got it. Electrical components, got it. All this thing needs is a warehouse. Cool. It probably is good form to pull the electronics out into a separate warehouse, but that is besides the point. So this one will just have to get one warehouse where everything is kind of connected to it, and that is easy. You know why? Because the new warehouses are amazing, as in they're super long. I can get this huge, like this ridiculously long warehouse, and yes, we could technically probably connect them together if we really wanted to, but I don't want to. Forklifts? You're saying words. We have used forklifts in this season. They're fine. They will be a pain to maintain down the road, but it's not an awful idea, to be honest. But what? Uh-huh. My mind just jumped to, okay, how many parking spots do you have? Stations for loading, unloading, 2, 3. Okay, no, with 3 and 3 materials that we actually need, I think this is a relatively safe bet to just plop that one down. But we'll see how we connect the road to it. But yeah, just get the big old warehouse right behind it, and then we can put the 3 electronics assembly hall right on the other side of it, and then life should be relatively simple. I can't see what my factory connection is doing, if you're straight or not, but we already talked about that. What is ever? Rotate you. Yep, that looks good. And then this one goes over here. If you don't mind, there you go. Just straight-ish factory connections is kind of what I'm looking for. And if I can have those, I would like them. Now I wonder if this guy can be a little straightened out by just not flipping it. No, there's no real way to make this more straight. So this is just what it's going to be. And you're going to use a middle connection. Beautiful. Are they evenly spaced? Nope. It is just a wild west out here, as they say. So that is connected and good to go. Factory connections, we do have some in the front that we could use. I'm a little tempted. A little, not a lot. We could also pull all the electronics from here through the factories, which honestly is not a terrible thing, and distribution office should be able to figure that out instead of having to pull them from any other places. And if that breaks things, that's okay. Yeah, I'm just going to pull it from right here. If you go to this building, it can pull from everything that's directly connected to it, which is what we're going to use in this case. I don't even feel bad about that. You shouldn't make me feel bad about it. I think that's totally fine what I'm doing here. Good. Trolley bus stop. Yes. Plop you somewhere here-ish. Good. Get me some road connections. I'm not 100% sure yet what exactly we're gonna do with this, besides connecting some things, so this should be fine. The biggest reason why I don't know exactly what we're gonna connect yet is this. This road has to go somewhere, and I think I'm okay with that road going here for now. But not like that. Not like that at all. So let's remove this piece. I think what it was really telling me is take that one back just a tad and then see what this does. That looks much more like a straight line coming from this road, and that is good. Cool. That's connected. This is going to be our trolley bus route. Great. Cool. There's a connection. It's not perfectly aligned, but Lee Hawkins will be hopefully happy with the rest of what we're building here today. So it's just assume that that is the case. All that's connected. Good. I don't feel like waiting for these guys to get built first, so we're just going to be a little impatient and give them a connection. Fine. And then we have these friends out here, which are not completely parallel yet. Make it a 0 degree piece of road, and then this feels fine. I have a assumption that having a round trolleybus road is better than not having one, especially for potential traffic situations that I may or may not want to get into. We'll just see how things work out, and we'll go from there. And yeah, that's all fine. Let's get our trash in here. We're not done yet. No. If you think this is all you need to do, were you not in the intro? Did you not listen to the intro? I spent like 2 tries on that intro. Can't believe you didn't listen to the intro. No. We're not done. We just have a plan, and we formulated that plan, and we put part of that plan into action. Now is the part where we do the next thing. And then we do the next thing. And then we do the next thing. And after that, we'll do the next thing. Get my drift here? Cool. Wonderful. Are you done with this one yet? You're building. You're doing the things that I want you to do. That's great. This road will have to connect to something. I'm not quite sure where yet. I think this one can be an additional connection, but not exactly where it's going. But before I make that connection, I should figure out how I'm going to handle rail traffic here in general. Couple answers. There's a tiny little rail spot over here that we could use. And in theory, all we need is steel, which we can just ship in by truck probably. You know what? You're a little further away than you think you are. I think a truck may be able to do it, sure, but not as fast as you would like them to do it. So you may want to stick to a train. Okay, if we're doing trains, there's a mountain here. That will make a delivery by train a little harder, but I don't see anything that makes me think, yeah, you definitely can't do it. Also, you go home. You are home, but why are you stuck right there? There's no good reason to do that. My light is going crazy again. Wonderful. Change workplace. Wasn't there a button to call all vehicles home? I don't know. I don't like when you do that, but whatever. There is a lot of room right here. No, that light is going to drive me nuts. Maybe I just need a new one? I don't know. Now I'm darker. Woohoo! Water is good when you're talking nonsense. Okay, how do I want to do this? I don't think I hate the idea of just using the outside of this road as our delivery zone. Okay, if you want to do that, let's try it. Because what's the worst thing that could happen? It doesn't work. And that is not the end of the world. According to me, yours truly, B-Ball Joe, had a semi-fun conversation about yours truly at work the other day. Depending how you phrase that, it comes out a little more funny every once in a while than you may expect. And that is cool. But yeah, I'm going to go with extra large. Yes, I like the extra large connections that we get here, so this should be fine. Sadly, I'm not going to get, if I do it that way, I'm not going to get the road connection that I want. I will not use the, hold on, how much am I going to get? 330 tons of steel. How much do I actually need? Not that much, and we are relatively close, so we can just use the one that doesn't have the funky rail connection. If you didn't know, the open storages do unload a lot faster if than cargo stations. If they're connected to cargo stations, they will be slower than if you just connect them straight to regular cargo, directly to the open storage. Wow, I got that out in a hurry, didn't I? Okay, this is kind of what I was thinking. Not sure that I love it yet. We have the other one. That was the 4. This is the 4. Okay, well, if you do this, all you really need to do is find a better one. We have 4 spots here, and this one would be perfect for what I'm trying to do. I think I read one bad report about this one, and we'll see how that works. Now that I have the smaller storage, I can actually turn you around and make you not look that funky. Let's put the road to the outside, get that connection here, and then this should be able to get straight into this node that already exists. Beautiful. And then we can just distribute from right here. What do we still need? A cargo station. In this case, we just need something long, but we don't need something big. I hope that makes sense. Yep, something like this, as close as possible. Factory connections like to be a little difficult in certain situations, but that's okay. Making this part of the main line is a dumb idea. Don't do it. Don't fall for it. No, 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 no. All right, you solved half of your problems. You know what the last problem is? You need a pickup. You need a place where you can get your electronics from. This is the import for the section. You shouldn't put your outputs here too, because then you're getting into situations where your rail management is going to be more a nightmare than a pleasure, and most of rail building is a pleasure, I think. So we do have to fix that ideally soon. Also, this one is not going to be a direct connection to there. This will actually be a connection to the main road, to the highway that's going to go by here. So that feels good. You guys are okay with this, I think. Honestly, I don't think so. So let's do this again, because I see how that dips down right in front of it. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I was okay with it, but not really. So let me redo what I've done here to see what we can do with the rest of this. B-Bulger, what are you talking about? Don't worry about it. Let's see. I think there is a little bit of terraforming that I can do. Excuse me. Thank you, autosave. A little bit of terraforming I can do right here. There we go. Now we're actually on the right level, on more level than we were before. I just wanted a straight piece here and a straight piece there, and then I wanted to have a little bit of road here that hopefully it's not doing what I wanted it to do. No, not at all. Can we get a little bit of bulldozer action here? No, we cannot. Can we get a little bit of this here? Yes, yes we can. Get the road, get you connected over here again, and then this road is not supposed to be pretty. This road is going over a piece of track that is relatively important, so this should be fine. Cool. Got this all semi-connected in some reasonable fashion. That's fine. We do need a fire station out here. We will get that. Turn the overlay off. That's fine. And then, yeah, the pickup line. Where are you going to put your pickup for all of this, all of the materials that we get? A non-stupid placement of it would potentially be out here. We do have a lot of extra room, and we can probably put another storage right here without any real consequences. Okay. Delivery distance doesn't feel bad. We do have the trolley bus line here. That doesn't feel bad either. There's a little bit of a dip here. Should I care about that? No, it looks fine. The other thing we could do is put it on this side. Which side is better? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody at all. Stop production. Yeah, that's fine. I'm thinking. Let's see. If I crow fly this rail connection from right here. Where are you? There you are. And you go here. And I'll make your curve a little as big as I can effectively. What does that look like? It doesn't look like it would be easy to put another connection right there. It doesn't look impossible, but it doesn't look easy. How big does that warehouse need to be? That warehouse needs to hold enough electronics for a full year of production. For a full year of need, of use, of... You know what I'm trying to say. But then, wait, there's more. We also need the export from the island storage. That is not just get your electronics from here. It is the, well, anything that's left over can go here and we can export all of that. True. I don't think we're going to produce it super fast. So is there a consideration to have an export harbor somewhere in this general vicinity? We could potentially, let's see here, there's no more factory connection here, but we could take one of these steel open storages out, and with that we could have another we could export from here. You have these steel, the steel storage is sitting here because they together can store enough steel for the ship that you have running here. Yeah, I do remember that. But exporting electronics from here doesn't feel like a terrible thing. It's relatively close to everything that we're doing. We really just need 1 or 2 trucks to drive stuff out here, right? How much can 1 truck handle of that stuff? Let's check a couple things quick. Nope, you look good. Okay, 1 truck. How much electronics can you transport? You can transport 3 days worth of electronics production. So with like 6 trucks, we have enough to make that work, especially if we're just talking about export. I like it. Why? Because I can do everything with a single warehouse for trains where they're going to pick up all the Republic stuff, and then I set up a distribution office, a truck distribution office, and they will be set to, if the source is above 90%, export the rest, bring that to the harbor, and that's it. It's not supposed to do anything else. That will be a relatively simple setup / situation, so I feel good about that. Let's continue with this. I was trying to see if there's a good chance for a bridge here. No, there isn't. Unless we're being really silly, and I'm not feeling particularly silly today. So no, thank you. Okay, so electronics back here or up there? That is still a question that we still have to answer. We will put another junction in here anyways. Okay, let's run a couple things. First things first, let's run a little bit of this rail. Let's see what area we have. Well, there's like a little corridor right here that we can use without having to do too much terraforming. I think that looks nice. And then you can come out here and be like, yep, right here is where I wanted to go the whole time. Okay, great. A simple T-junction right here is probably going to give you everything you would ever need, so you may as well take that. And we're just going to go, I'm going to go straight here. This is more for, I would actually like to stay at 0. There we go. Yeah, we're just going to go straight here because straight lines and rail never look terrible. And this will get us to exactly where we need to go, because now we can probably put the other storage right here. Okay, let's try that. Cargo station. We need 550 tons at least of electronics, which is 560. Ooh, barely, but that's the warehouse size that we need in this case, and that's fine. Let's plop you across from this road. Why? You could do this one. You do need the extra room, so you may as well make this one happen. Cool. Plop you across from there. Then we need a cargo station that can actually handle this. And I will add a quad cargo station here. There are more. There's this one. There's a ridiculously large one. This one's too big, but it's long. We don't need long trains for electronics. I think this simple cargo station that we have sitting right here will do everything we need to do. And the only reason I even justify having a quad track here is because we will have a lot of, that brings me to another point here in just a second. We will have several distribution offices delivering electronics out to multiple sources that today are all delivered. I made one bad assumption and it almost bit me. Do you know where we currently house all of our electronics? I'll give you a hint. It's in the picture now. Somewhere in here, I don't know which one. There's mechanical components, sure. There's food, sure. There's food, sure. There is electronics here. It's not a lot, but electronics are here. They're supposed to be here. There's too many chemicals right there. Let's increase our electronics consumption, storage, and we should be okay. But yeah, all our electronics are currently here. There's no problem adding another 2, 3, 4 warehouses in this orientation on this side because there's room. Yes, there's a little bit of a cliffside there, but that's something we can solve. Which means we're already delivering everything that we need from this location. You know what would be dumb? What would be really dumb? To put a quad track right next to your new source of electronics and then hope that you remember to switch over absolutely everything that you ever cared about and not make mistakes, because you know what, one thing that I'm really good at is making mistakes. So no. Let's not fall into that trap, shall we? No, we shall not. Perfect. Let's go here. Let's get a cargo connection connected right there. That looks good. I do want the delivery setup for everything, but I also want the delivery for out here setup, and for that we just need a distribution office in this general vicinity. And I have to decide if it's going to be in line with this one. I do want to get connected to this side as well. Oh, well, no, I don't need to be connected to this side. I just need one that goes straight out and then delivers stuff to here. Just pull in whatever you need from anywhere in the Republic. That's fine. And then also deliver all your electronics that are available here to that warehouse that we just talked about. Good. Got it. Distribution office, where are you? You are over here, train distribution office. So we have this choice, plopping you in here. Keep it a little more compact this way, but there's a potential for problems. Okay, let's see what problems we can solve here. Because initially I was thinking 2 tracks, because a lot of traffic here, right? No, there's not going to be a lot of traffic. There's going to be 1 train at a time, nothing else. Which means we can do this now. You go in there, you become a big loop-de-loop. Not that big, not that big. I like bigger loop-de-loops for, you need a free excavator in the range. Okay, fine. But this should be fine, and then you just come back, and you are our exit. Having an exit there is actually a wonderful thing, because that means this is our in. These are just one directionals, right? When we're done with it. This is the in, and this is the out. If this is the out, we can start finding actual out tracks, and I would like to give you as much wiggle room as I possibly can, which is pretend that that is as much as I could get out of this situation. There's the first one. Good. There's the second one here. I'm not saying that we're done yet, okay? Just bear with me for a sec. No. We're not on the emphasis of the curve there, so I wanted to do this a little more. I wanted a straight starting point is really what I was looking for, and that one didn't give me what I wanted, and now it's making me work for it again, but that's fine. Try one more time. Just maybe start on this side. We'll see what we can get out of you. There we go. There's a curve, and then this curve is more cooperative. Wonderful. So now this distribution office has a super simple task to do exactly what you can see what it's supposed to do here. Great. What it doesn't give us is this. We do have to deliver into here. We can do that. I am pretty certain we can do that, because all we need to do for this task is to make a very ugly junction, but very functional junction. What am I talking about? I will show you right here. Ooh. Ugly, yes. Functional, no. It would be functional if I can get this track to like effectively come back here and connect to this side of everything without overcorrecting. Now, obviously we could pretend that this is all on purpose, and we just have the train go through here for the distribution office again, come all the way around, and then connect to this guy in the end. But that's not what I want. That is not what I want. And to solve that, I think what we really need to do is to move this whole junction of all the rail that we have sitting here, which granted there's a lot, and there have been times where the game was very eager to crash just around now when you start to just remove a bunch of rail connections. But that is fine. We're over that now. We know better. So let's take that one away, that one away, that one away, that one away. And part of these away, obviously we did take everything away, but that should be okay, because now we can do these pieces. Make this straight again. Where are my excavators? I don't understand. You are not allowed. So, excuse me, sirs. Excuse me. Auto search? No. Delete everything? Yes. Come home. Where's the button for come home? There's come home. Okay, you guys, stop it. No, that is not what we're here for. I would like to have you come back to about anywhere here, really. I was complaining a little bit, so here we are. Come all the way out here and give me a relatively straight line that way. I don't know what size I need for this thing. I also don't know if this would be smart to put a flying junction in here. It's totally possible that that is totally what I should do right now. I'm just not, I'm not positive that that is the right way to go today. And that is fine. I also have to remember that I have a road coming down from up there that has to connect to something over here, which technically we can say, okay, this road can probably just continue into the trolley line and then come out here, because don't do that. Don't fall for that. What you could do is have the road kind of across the trolley line and then go on this side instead of cutting into the road here. But then we do have plans for a city right here that will also be part of the line, and we have potential plans for a city somewhere else in here. So there's a lot of plans. There's not a lot of action right now for this one. Yeah, for this one. Let's live in the now, not in the later. Let's get this all connected. That looks good. You just kind of have to come around here. And before I do that, how about you figure out what your minimum allowable turnaround radius is going to be? How about this? Almost, we're going at 180. 180 is what I'm looking for. Yep, there you go. That looks good. With that in mind, there is no reason to make this too long. Yes, you can cross right above the road over here, and then you just merge back together. That's all fine. We should be able to put signals in there and there. That should also be fine. Nothing should be blocked ever. And you just kind of have to come back into here. Easy enough. We've done this a million times before, and I think there's enough swooping rail action that everyone's going to be excited about the look of this. So that feels good. Now, with that in mind, there is part of me that thinks the rail that was here before, we can probably totally fit into that mold. Okay. I don't hate it. I just don't hate it enough. Unless we're trying to go for full flying junction here, I think this one is not a terrible solution. And that, oh, look at that answer it gave me. It's just like, yeah, you could go there, but there is a better way. There is a much better way. I like it. I didn't see the whole impact of it, so we're just going to go back. We're going to go... No, it's just like, hey, yeah, I let you do that once. It doesn't mean that you get to do it again. So, what are you doing? Where was it? Probably somewhere here. Just gonna hold the right button and let the... Oh, it's not gonna do it. Oh, you bastard. Okay. You can generally... It's generally harder to terraform when you have a junction. Junction coming off a junction anywhere. It doesn't matter where it is. But if you cut that back just a little bit, you should have just straight connections, and I can hear it. I can hear the sound of a bulldozer doing the right thing. Beautiful. You are doing it. Yes, very good. And if you don't mind doing it a little wider so we have a flat spot pretty much anywhere, I would be forever in your debt. And it looks like we have now completed the piece that I needed to be completed. Great. What I'm getting out of this, the main thing I'm getting out of this is actually pretty simple. This is a straight part. This straight part we can now use to expand whatever we were doing before, just like so. Of course not. That would have been too simple, but what we can do is just get to the middle of this, remove whatever we want to remove. I don't think that I'm going to use those pieces of track right there, but don't use the wrong one, use the right one. Thank you. And we're just going to go close, but not too close to the piece of, what's that, water? Yes. And complete this. Now, we can still put a flying junction in here, totally, absolutely. It's just not really what I was hoping for in that area, so we should be fine. Also, this is a very long turn. And a very long turn is very nice when we talk about rail in real life. A very long term is terrible in workers and resources because that usually means that your junction is extremely long, and extremely long junctions are not what you're looking for. You want compact small junctions or junctions that don't block each other. In this case, it's not going to be a non-blocking junction. That would be like a butterfly style junction or a trumpet. A trumpet would totally work here. but I'm not expecting that much traffic because everything will come from this one distribution office. This is going to pull everything that this region needs, and that's it. That's what it's going to do. And it has more than enough space to do all of that. But I'm not expecting any other complications for right now. I like it because this gives me a very good, in my opinion, a very good opportunity to get this guy connected to something that I want without a level crossing. Okay, if we don't have a level crossing there, do you really need a level crossing here? Or can you go just have a secondary connection back here? I am tempted to go secondary connection back here. Okay, you can go there and there. These are good because every once in a while you will do some road upgrades. So just like, you really didn't have to do that. And you're just like, but I did. And then it's too late. And then you can't fix it anymore. And life is bad. But this way, you have multiple alternative connections that you can just go and make happen whenever you feel like it. Here's a trick. I call it a trick. It's not really a trick, but here's a trick that I want everyone to understand. Build your road. Done. Build a road parallel to the road. Done. Delete your road. Done. What do you have now? You have a template of what a bridge that needs to run parallel to the road that you already have built to run. Okay. The last thing that you need is just a truss bridge, whatever bridge you want here really. Press E, E, E. That's how high you start. So that's 3 times up, and we can actually cross this little thing. We will just do a single truss bridge piece. 1, 2, but I want it nice and centered. I should move closer to actually see what this was, because do you see how centered this is? Because I don't. Yeah, we're just going to remove that one. 3 up was right, so 1, 2, 3. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one. Okay. What I was trying to count was the distance between where we started, or where the pillar was, to the rail. And because our turn here is not 100% perfectly straight, it just didn't do that thing, but that is fine. So now we have this done. Great. You're not done yet, because intro of the game, intro of this episode should tell you that we're not done yet. It's also about to be winter, which is super exciting. And also, these don't feel like they've made as much progress as I wanted them to make, but that's okay. Yes, so the next thing that we're going to do here is build a little ramp. And you can choose to just do these ramps. That's totally fine. It's totally up to you. You can totally go and see, like, yeah, oh, this looks fine down here actually, but up here it's just like, how about a kink? Would you like a kink in your bridge? Yes, kinks are great. Perfect. Let's have a kink right here just for you, and life will be good. No, obviously we don't want that, but it is what we have. So what we need to do is build a ramp, and this bridge is going to get moved again. Just to be clear about that, but hopefully I can kind of get the height right for what we're going to build here, and to not make your rail look completely awful. I would recommend at least one quick spine, maybe 2 spines, and this one feels like I want to go a little longer than that. It's just so that the dirt piles that you're going to build right now are not going to run too close into the rail and literally be on top of the track. Instead, it will just be kind of stopping there, not letting you go any higher from where you were. When you do this, you do want to have the tool for measurement open. Show bridge pillar distances, show terrain height, show measurement properties. Excuse me, that is new. Height with pillar properties. Pillar properties. Pillar properties. Interesting. Height is 9.6 meters. Oh, I like that. I don't know that that is new or not, but I like that. 9.6 meters here, and over there is 9.6 meters, because that is a flat bridge. Perfect. That's how high we need to go. That's what I'm going to try. I'm not sure that's going to perfectly work out right away, but I'm happy about that. 9.6. You're not showing anymore. Give me a tool. Yes. 9.6 meters. I just had to triple check that that is what I remembered, because usually I don't remember very well, but 9.6 is what we're gonna get. 9.6. That is a height that is nowhere near to this. Okay. Well, using the tool wrong is also a bad assumption. Terrain height is 5.23 plus the pillar height is 9.6. Let's round this up to 9 plus 5 is obviously 14, and then 6 plus 2 is effectively 14.8, which is the height that we obviously needed to go to, not the height that I just shoot for there, because that would have been too simple. Can we get to 14.8 right here with our excavators? If you want to use some bulldozers, feel free. I just like to do this with excavators more than anything else. Let's see how this works when we're kind of done. 13. Yep. 14.8 is the number that we're looking for. And we have found that number. Obviously, that looks really crappy right now with the bridge here, because the bridge didn't allow the game to do the terraforming that we wanted. And because of that, we will do this. I need a little bit more bridge. And you can expand. It's called technique. You can expand all of this as much as you want, but I am trying to get a relatively straight bridge right here where I'm trying to build something. So I'm going to give myself another pointer of where that bridge has to go for when that bridge gets put in. So here's more height, and you can see that yellow dot, that yellow spot on the top, right? That yellow spot on the top is the pinnacle of our ground that we're building here. And as you can see, it's kind of creeping into it. Actually, it is where we want it to be now. It's just right. So let's get a little smaller and go down. Go down enough in most spaces to get to 14, let's call it 15 meters. 14.8 is really what we want, but 15.8 is totally fine. Right there. Cool. Why am I doing all of this? Oh, I'm glad you asked. I have a t-shirt for that. I wanted to do this. I wanted to be able to do this and go down to 0 meters and actually have a flat ground right here. At 13.8 meters, not quite. I did want 15 point something. But if we do this, we get a double truss. But this is fine. This is fine. It's not perfect, but we can reconnect things later. So this feels good. Now, let's just assume that this is the location that we want the road for. Cool. Take this one back. Take this one in. Hold the right mouse button for your excavators to do something useful. That looks fine. Yeah, this is a straight road. This is simply a straight road. The only difference is the type of road that we're using, but that is fine. So now we have this side done in the right height. If you had bulldozers right now, this would be a little easier because you can just hold this over and get the same height. I currently don't have bulldozers available because I'm mostly lazy and other reasons, but that's fine because all we have to do now is kind of do the same thing we just did on the other side, and then we just have to connect everything together, remove all the spine or the extra pieces of track that we put in. As you can see over here, it actually did fall on the track just a little bit, and this is an easy way to avoid it for your main track pieces, and highly recommend it. That's really all. So yeah, let's grow this little hill, and when we're done with that, we should be able to get the road in here. Once we have the road in, we can click all the buttons for start construction, and life should be relatively good for everyone involved. Let's see if we can get something out of this that we don't hate. I would say we don't hate this. It is not perfectly centered. Okay, I think the not perfectly centered we can solve a little bit with this. We don't want any angles. Okay, we can take this guy and just pull it over until that is the middle. Oh yeah, oh yeah, it's so close. It is so close. That pillar in the middle is just like, no, I want to be here. Why won't you let me? But this is pretty, yeah, no, it's just not close enough. It's just not close enough. And here, sometimes it is worth it to go in and just start removing the pieces that you know you don't need anymore, like that. Then we're going to talk to the bridge guys. Then we're going to try the same bridge type. And you can try different bridge types because some of them will work better here than others. And no, it's still just a little off. Okay, let's try something. If I put you there and then give me a road connection on the other side, which I don't know what I want to do with this yet, so we're just going to have a road connection. All the reasoning and everything like that is still the same here. I don't want any angle, just elevation down. That's good. Take this away, and then we just extend this just a little bit. Total length, this much. I don't know. There's probably going to be a small bump in the road right there, but it's fine as long as we can put things in here that we want. And no, we cannot. Okay, so not that bridge. How about this bridge? Oh my goodness. Yes, this bridge. And with that bridge, I don't think we have to try the same trick that we just tried. Because here now we can just go... If we're right in front of the middle, that's the middle of the bridge. This is current height, 0 meters. Can't get much better than that. And then we should be pretty straight, pretty true to the original road that we had in there. And this feels... Not going to say it, but I'm going to think it. Perfect. Yes. No, I like it. I like what we did here. This is high grade efficiency, and something that we're going to put in a thumbnail because that bridge episode is always something that gets everyone. But no, this is all connected. Everything is good. We can get everywhere that we need to go. We have our rail. We don't have power. We are missing a lot of things, but we can get started on rail construction now, right now. And to do that, we do need to get 2 signals in here. Otherwise, we're just going to make everything take forever. Which is one there and one there, and it's going to be turned around like this. As you can see, this is all blue and purple and other things. That has to be adjusted as needed down the road. Let's put a signal there and put a signal here. I'm not sure that I need to worry about the traffic not being able to cross this, but maybe I do. Maybe we'll just do this. Instead of doing all of these guys, get rid of that one, make this a chain signal, and then we shouldn't have trouble with a construction crane parking in the middle of the road and letting nobody through. Yeah, this feels pretty solid, honestly. No, I like it. I think we can build everything that we want. I think we have an easy way to bring more people in if we want to, and we can expand the road to any directions that we want, and I'm thinking this is one of those directions. I know that this is going to be a trolley road right on that side, but I have a feeling we will want some extra some extra people coming in. Let's just make this a 90-degree one down the road, and we also need this one, so that's perfect. And we clearly also need this guy. Can you connect to this? Yes, kind of. Yeah, so we're gonna get all of this connected. We need a distribution office. Yes. We need someone to collect stuff. Those feel very simple at this point because we really only need a small distribution office for bringing everything that is related to... And I kind of want you right here. Can you flip this around and have the road connection on the other side? That looks good. Would you fit in here? No, you would not fit in there. But let's have you offset just a little bit here, and then we're going to get you on that junction as well, because this is going to be the distribution office that collects all the electronics from here, which we said we would collect from there, but maybe we could just collect them from here and bring them to where they need to go. Cool. Then we need a distribution office for collecting everything from this sector, which is really everything that gets picked up from this little hub right there. Are 5 trucks going to be enough to transport all of that? We effectively are responsible now for taking electronics. No, not electronics. Electronics is the one thing that we don't do. But plastic, chemicals, and electrical components. That is 3 trucks times 4. 4 of these, and I'm thinking that's at least a large distribution office if I only want to do one, and I would prefer to only do one. So we may as well make it just 1. Can you fit in here? No, we already determined that. Can you fit in here? No, not quite. Although I feel like you should be able to fit in here just a little bit. You're not that much bigger than everyone else. If I flip you and reverse you, is there any difference? Can't build due to infrastructure in the way. Okay, is there a mountain here? There's no mountain there. I feel like you should also be able to fit in here. This episode is effectively over. I'm not sure why you're still trying to do all these things. But I do want a space for you. Here's the thing. The game is really silly about roads every once in a while, very often. And not letting you get connections that you actually clearly could make in any other situation. Like right here. Let's make a little bit of terraforming. Yep, that's fine. That's a distribution office that can terraform. You are really close to this electronics factory, but now look at this. The road connection that was there before is still there, and we got this guy now, which is super. We could argue that maybe we make a little shortcut in here for them. I don't hate that, but we also need a fire station in the area, so we may as well do that. I want you close enough to walk to at least one of the trolley stations. Who's going to need more? This one's going to need less workers because all of them are 450. So yeah, fire station can just go in there. Technical service. Stop trying to think roads, think technical service. We need at least one for snow and trash. So this may be enough if we give you a location where to take that trash to from all of these places. They're all containers, which means a collection wouldn't do much, so we can just send these directly to a location where they have to go, which, let's be honest, is very, very, very far away, which is this one, and that one takes it to the incinerator down here. No, we can just bring it straight down to the incinerator, and then we may be okay if we give you enough containers. We did see that there's not that much trash generated by these industries, so I don't think that is too far off. But if that becomes a problem, we have a lot of places for more technical service and trash capacity and all that stuff. So that feels good. We still need water and sewage, all that stuff. Yeah, sure. But let's get started on constructing this, because this is the exciting part. The boring part will be waiting for all of these things to get done, and while we're doing that, we're already pointing at the next, city. So we may as well make that happen relatively soon, and then realize that the rail and the road that we have running over here should really just be the rail going in here, then continue that way instead of what I have done on this side, which really just makes me think, okay, complete that bridge, but don't complete whatever this thing is doing yet, because we may stay up and have a little tunnel going underneath here in just a second. Winter is here. We're done. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.